For those of you who fail to get rid of patient zero, why? Why though? Why? Why?
Welcome back to Plots and Reviews. I am Bree, and today we are discussing zombies. As you saw in the intro, we'll be talking about Run from the Dead by Joanne Nundy, as well as Army of Thieves / Army of the Dead, the movies. So let's get into it. Zombies, zombies are not necessarily my favorite monsters. I really hate the fast zombies. In both of them, we have some pretty fast zombies, and that freaks me out. So let's get into it. We're gonna start discussing a little bit about Army of Thieves / Army of the Dead, and then we're gonna go into Run from the Dead by Joanne Nundy. Let's begin by talking about Army of the Dead. Army of the Dead, which came out earlier this year, and it's set in the States, in Las Vegas, Nevada, and we have an outbreak, a zombie outbreak, and it's really nice because we get to see it again from patient zero. I love when books and movies show us patient zero, because usually you just see like a bunch of zombies already running around, but there was that first zombie that people failed to kill. And in Army of the Dead, you get to see why they may have failed to kill patient zero. So that was nice. And then of course you get to see how it spread and how persons were reacting. And in an interesting twist, they do manage to have some form of containment, which can be debated as to whether or not it works. I think one of the reasons it doesn't really work is because they're not prepared to take the necessary yet horrible steps to contain the virus, the disease. And so you still also have a lot of persons, like live persons that may be there or maybe using the location to like steal stuff. One of them is this group. It's like this heist kind of scenario with zombies. So we know that Rick would not approve, because we all know that Rick hates heists. But anyway, heist, and they are trying to open a vault at one of the casinos owned by this mad rich dude whose name I don't know, but you're gonna see his picture somewhere here. So they're trying to get his vault open. They were hired by him, and supposedly he wants something in the vault. He's gonna pay them, and they need to go and get it open. Now, to do this, naturally, they need a select set of skills, which involved persons that can fight, which involves persons that like are good with transportation, and then naturally you need a safe cracker, a locksmith person. And you also need some other persons who know where to go and so on, right? So you're trying to put together the best team to succeed. When I watched the movie, I really liked this like fighting chick, and you're gonna see her picture, and I loved the locksmith. Turns out, second movie is about the locksmith. I was minding my own business like 2 days ago, and I saw that Army of Thieves was to come out, and I was like, Army of Thieves? And then I realized that it is the prequel, one of the prequels, I'm guessing, to Army of the Dead, and we are looking at the life of the locksmith, which I love, and how it is that he became like the chosen safecracker. I laughed a lot. Like, that actor is hilarious. The whole movie is hilarious. So basically we see how he was living this very basic life somewhere in Germany. He had YouTube videos that he did where he spoke about safecracking and being a locksmith and locksmiths and so on. And he was obsessed with a particular safe maker, Hans Wagner, right? So we see his like very basic life as someone who works at the bank, but he doesn't really have any other activities except for YouTube, making these videos, and yeah. Until a day there is a message under one of his videos, and he is sort of invited by this mystery person to be part of like an underground safe cracking competition, right? So he turns up, doesn't know what the hell is going on, and he gets involved in it, and he manages to crack the safes, and he wins. And that's how he ends up becoming the chosen person for this first set of heists, right? Now, the locksmith that he has been obsessed over, he made what is called the ring cycle. And the ring cycle, they're a series of safes, right, that are mad hard to crack and to break. And you know, you have a safe fine that you can have the combination, and you keep your money, and that's great. But the thing about the safes is that if you are trying to crack them, they're like puzzles, and there's like this whole technique to getting it done. And that's what this team is interested in doing. Not necessarily getting the money that's inside some of these safes that are in different places, but these 3 safes that are in different places, but it's about being able to crack it. So yeah, as the name says, it's a group of thieves. So you have this female who is an international wanted by Interpol thief person, jewelry thief, I believe. You have this girl who is supposed to be Brazilian, and she's a hacker. Yeah, she's a hacker. Then you have the getaway driver. I love how regardless of whatever heist it is, right? Whatever else everyone else's skills are, you always need a getaway driver. Like, if you want to be part of these heists, but you may not have any other skills, work on your driving. You may be chosen, because there seem to be a lot of heist groups in existence around the world. Don't tell them I sent you. Moving along. So they're there, and and then you have like the action hero fighter, who is Brad Cage. The explanation for his name killed me, but Brad Cage, right? So their aim is to break into these 3 safes, right, that are located in different parts of Europe, and their aim eventually becomes to getting to the one that is located in Nevada, right? While all of this is happening, they are aware of the zombie outbreak that is taking place in Nevada. And the locksmith guy, he starts getting these like dreams / premonitions / he should have listened to his ancestors. Listen to your ancestors, people. Listen, I mean, learn the language of your ancestors and listen to them. So he gets all of these premonitions, but he still goes on, joins the crew. They have this whole issue, of course, because there needs to be drama. There's drama. Then, my friends, we see him land in Nevada right before he gets recruited for the Army of the Dead. And if you've watched Army of the Dead, you know what happens to him. Poor child. He was so cool. I really liked him. He was nice.
So Army of the Dead, Army of Thieves, we have zombies on the loose, right? And they haven't really figured out how to contain them. They haven't destroyed them. And now I would like to talk about this book. Run from the Dead by Joanne Nundy. I am so happy that she sent me a copy, and she is actually one of the authors in my author spotlight on Plots and Reviews, so you can go and check that out. I've also linked the interview that we had with her, and you can also find her information at the bottom, so you can reach out to her and see what other books she has. But Run from the Dead, let's discuss, is set in Hull in the UK,
And it starts off with patient zero in that area, which I loved because it has like written, I have never read such a beautiful transformation from human to zombie ever. Loved it. So well done. You get to see how the person loses their humanity, and the idea as to why they're growling and screaming all the time is well explained. It's lovely. I recommend, right? Just for that beginning, I recommend. Continuing with story. So our main character is Anna. And Anna is a banker. She is a mother of two. She is an ex-wife. And she wakes up and things are just gone insane in her neighborhood, right? So she goes outside. She sees like her neighbors fighting. She's like, what the hell is going on? She tries to intervene. It doesn't work out well. And we begin the case of Anna trying to have people unsubscribe from life because that woman, she's a setup. She's a setup. She sets you up. She sets you up to die and to unalive yourself. That's what she does. She sets you up. Anna. The day before, dropped off her children at her ex-husband's house, and after she runs off, she gets back inside. She locks her door because zombies are coming to her door, trying to get her to eat her. She goes inside and she manages to get on to her ex-husband, and she's like, oh my god, and they're talking, and he's like, listen, where we both live is way too dangerous for our children, so what we have to do is try to go out into like the countryside at my parents' huge house, and we'll be safe there. So Anna's like, oh crap, I need to get there. And then he's like, yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work. So she's like, wait for me, I'm gonna come. So she gets ready. Again, all of these thought processes, can I make it? I can't make it, blah, 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 blah. I'm so useless, blah, 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 blah. But she does manage to like prepare herself beautifully. She layers herself. She wears a leather jacket that she can move in over her clothes. So she has on jeans. So she's trying to protect her skin from scratches and like possible bites, at least from scratches and being grabbed. Brilliant, because if you get scratched in this book, if you get scratched and the virus manages to go into your skin, you can turn. If you get bitten, you can turn. But interestingly enough, I don't think that the dead, if you're already dead, and you somehow get bitten or attacked, you don't come back. So it's just if you're alive and you get infected, then you turn. Because there are a few dead people who like didn't turn after us. I was like, okay, cool. Anyway, so she dresses well. She leaves her house, and the good thing is she's also a runner. Did I mention she's a runner? She's a runner. She runs. She's a runner, and she's like, I need to run and get to my children because we need to leave. And this needs to be done now. Anna. There is a lot that happens. So she runs. Along the way, she needs to get her a cricket bat, which is a sport. For those of you who don't know, cricket is a sport. Here are pictures of people playing cricket. So she gets a bat. She goes to she tries to get there. She ends up running like a mad person down the streets. Praise heavens, she's a runner. She meets up with these two brothers. I forgot their names. Jack and Rob. So she meets up with Jack and Rob, and there's this little chemistry little thing going on with her and Rob. But it's basically about them getting to family's house. But of course, before, she needs to stop in by her ex-husband's, and then they need to get there, which is like another set of miles away. And they both live in neighborhoods that are like these little communities, these little housing communities. So it's like mad packed with people who are turning. So they have to get out and they have to make it. So interesting. We are entering spoiler territory, so if you don't want any other details on the book, you can stop watching now. Spoiler territory. Anna sets up people to die, like woman. Anyway, so she runs, right? She meets up these brothers who end up helping her. And the thing is, she also needs to get medication for her child, right? Her daughter. So she has a daughter and a son. She needs to get medication for her daughter because her daughter has epilepsy, I believe. I think it's epilepsy. And there's a specific medication that she needed, but when she tried to get it earlier, they didn't have enough. So she's trying to get more to ensure with everything that's happening, her daughter would have her medication, right? Yeah. So every time she sees a pharmacy, she gets excited. But the problem is she doesn't know how to plan. She does not know how to plan. And her approach to getting things and doing things is it's an excuse to basically get people killed. That's what it is. So with like when we get midway, she has 3 months and a half of medication for her child. Let's say 3 months, almost 4 months medication for her daughter. But she still pushes her luck. Pushes her luck after they would have met people that want to kill them. So normal humans who are just being humans, you know, unnecessary, rapey. They, of course, want to rape her because, you know, it's a zombie apocalypse. We are bored. Why, instead of, you know, fighting and killing zombies, why not find other people who are out and about and rape them? What is wrong with men? Like, what is... I don't understand. Anyway, so they're rapey. And they go after them. A lot of things that she could have done to avoid putting herself and the brothers in the situation, she doesn't because it's Anna. She upsets me. But she does improve. Like, she does learn things. She stops trying to save everyone that pops up. She stops going like, oh, maybe they're friends. No, Anna. No, they're not friends, Anna. They're not friends. Get to your children, Anna. Get to your children. Okay, fun fact. I absolutely love these contacts, but I can't see. That was it. We spoke about Army of the Dead. We spoke about Army of Thieves. And I introduced you a bit to Run from the Dead by Joanne Nundy. Overall, it is a good read. I did enjoy it. I gave it a 4.4 out of 5. Anna made it get that great of a score, as well as made it get a lower score, because I really appreciate how much she grew. She's not really a self-starter, so she has to learn that she needs to get these things done, that she needs to protect herself, protect those that she loves, and protect her family. On the other hand, I didn't like the fact that her sole motivation for everything were her children. It's almost like, and there was a lot of reference, oh, your mother would be proud, your mother would be proud, whoever's mother would be proud, mother proud, whatever. And I'm like, okay, you know, fine, great, your motivation is your children. But as a human being, Anna, you also for yourself deserve to live. Like, you are also important. Your children are important, yes, to you, and you know, to your family. But you need to also love yourself and be important to yourself, Anna. You matter, Anna. You matter. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that she it's almost like if she didn't have children, she would have died. She would have died like at the beginning. She would have died at the beginning. Let's not also mention how she would have died at the beginning if I had been one of her neighbors, because she would have died. She would have run out there, found a zombie would have come after her, and she would have just died, and I would have been like, oops, there goes another one. Yeah. So Without her children, she would have died, which is sad because, you need to have some more motivation in life and realize that you also matter. You're also important. That's my takeaway. Thank you so much for sitting down with me today to discuss these 3 things. So the 2 movies and Run from the Dead by Joanne Nundy. As I mentioned, feel free to check out our interview at the links below. Feel free to get in touch with her. Read the book because it is pretty good. It's pretty good. There's a lot of violence that's well described with attacking the zombies. There is this whole adventure that takes place, which is entertaining. It was good. I liked it. Thank you so much for sitting down with me today. If you have any comments, if you agree with anything I've said or you disagree, let me know. If you've read the book, let me know. If you've watched any of the 2 movies, let me know. Let's discuss. Reach out. Let's talk about these things. Have a great day. Bye-bye.